Scott. Ask Scott.
Hi, Scott. This is Bill from the Boston area. I love your podcast. It keeps me company in my morning commutes. So great job. Please keep them coming. My question is, does the number of units that you have in FBA inventory seem to impact how well you rank and search relative to other similar products? For example, if I had, say, 1,000 units in inventory, would it factor more favorably in Amazon's algorithm than if I had only 25 or so? I try to have as little kind of tied up in cash in inventory as possible, but I was curious if having more on the shelves would make a difference. Thanks very much, and I hope you're enjoying the Carolinas.
Hey, Bill from the Boston area. What's up, man? I almost couldn't answer your question because I have a feeling you're probably a Boston Red Sox fan. I'm not sure, but usually people that live in Boston are Boston Red Sox fans. As you guys probably know, I'm a New York Yankees fan, which they're not going to make the playoffs this year. Boo. But I still not a Boston Red Sox fan. Sorry. All right. All kidding aside here. Thanks for the question. Yes. Okay. Let me answer this. And I don't think I've ever been asked this question, actually. And I haven't really given it much thought myself. But here's what I believe that you're asking. If someone else has 1,000 units in stock and someone else only has 5, is Amazon going to give them a better ranking push because they have more units? And the answer to that question, in my belief, is no. I don't think it matters, because what Amazon's going to do is they're going to sell out those 5 units for that other person. Then boom, then you're going to show up. That's how that would work. They just care about the sales. The other thing is if you have 5 units, but yours has been converting like really, really good, and the one that has 1,000 units hasn't been converting good or hasn't been converting as good as yours, it's not going to matter. Okay, so I could be wrong, but this is just my hunch. I have no proof on that. But I would say you do want to try to keep your inventory up, though, because you don't want to run out of inventory if you can help it. Because if you have good conversions, you are going to lose rank as soon as you go out of stock. But if you have good conversions, you can get them back. But sometimes, and I've heard from others that have been struggling with this, is where sometimes even if you had good conversions, they might be harder to get back depending on if your competitor started to ramp up theirs because now they realize that you went out of stock, right? The other thing that can happen is if you go out of stock for a week or two, another competitor could have came in and started really drilling in, really trying to do a really aggressive launch. And then that's going to make it harder for you to come in and get your spot back. Now, again, I believe that if you have a really good listing that's been converting well, it's seasoned, it's in a seasoned account. What I mean by that is the account's like, more than 6 months old, it's been around a little while and it's got some history to it. Your feedback scores up and all that stuff. I think you're not going to really have a problem getting back ranking or selling as long as you don't have a bunch of people that have come in since you just left. That is going to be a little bit harder for you. But I think that personally you shouldn't have a problem getting ranked again. But I know that wasn't your question, but my point is this: don't let it get so low just because you want to save a little bit. I would rather go a little bit heavy, do the projections as you have already had history, and kind of look at it that way and say, I want to try to stay 30 days ahead. Now, if you get one or 2 days that, you might have, 100 sales and you normally only get 20, well, yeah, that's going to skew things, but then you better start shipping in immediately, right? So if you have to order this stuff and it takes 30, 40 days, you want to look at that stuff. All right. So I don't believe that it has any effect on your ranking if you have 5 units and your competitor has 1,000 and yours is selling better and you have more history. I don't think that's going to matter. So I wouldn't really worry about that. But I would say don't get down to 5 units. That's what I would say. Well, hey there. Thank you so much for listening to that episode of Ask Scott. Now, that was just a highlight from one of our full episodes where I generally answer 3 to 4 questions on a podcast. If you want to go back and listen to all of the past archives of not just the Ask Scott session, but all of the full episodes where I do interviews with top Amazon sellers, people starting from scratch and building a business, if you want to listen to any of those episodes, head over to theamazingseller.com and you can find all of that over there. You can also find details there on how you can ask your own question and get it aired on an upcoming Ask Scott session and possibly see it here on YouTube or just on the podcast. All right, so definitely head over to theamazingseller.com. There's tons of resources over there for you to be able to build your e-commerce and Amazon business. So definitely go check that out. Now, I just wanted to remind you one thing before I let you go. There's a lot of information out there, and some of it is really, really good. What I want you to remember is you have to not just consume the information, you have to actually apply that information. So take this information that you learned here today and apply it to your business, and this way here you can get results. As my shirt says, I wear it almost daily. Take action. We'll see you guys.